everybody, if you're new here, I'm Sailor Nuggie. I'm going to do a video today that I've been wanting to do for a while, and I think that a lot of you have been looking forward to also because I put a poll up and quite a few of you were interested in my PlayStation 4 and 5 collection. I do have a PlayStation 5. I grew up as a Sony girly. I love Sony and PlayStations. My personal favorite console of all time would be the PlayStation 2, of course, but really I just love Sony and I love PlayStation, and I have a lot of games to share with you guys today, so this is probably going to be a longer video. I also have them already on the floor, like organized based on the genre, and then also trying to keep different series together. So I have so many games to share with you. Some of these I haven't gotten around to playing, but they are on the backlog. Quite a few of them I have played, or maybe they're just like the PlayStation 5 version of a game that I've already played. So yeah, I hope that you enjoy this video, and let's get into it. Okay, now to decide where to start. I think I'm gonna start with one of my favorite games that I have played, that I actually played first on Steam, and that is Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night. Yeah, the first time that I ever played this game was on Steam, and I loved it so much. And do you ever feel like you play a game and you feel like it is fit for a certain console? There's something about this game specifically. I was like, I have to get this on PS5 because I think I would just really enjoy playing it in that format. So I was really excited when I found this game and I picked it up. I just love the main character in this game. She's so beautiful. She has like tattoos. Obviously, I'm a tattoo girly and I love her character design. The story is really beautiful and it is just so fun. So yeah, I did pick up Bloodstained a while back for PS5 and I just love that game so much. On the same path of Bloodstained, I also have Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. I actually have not played this one at all yet, so whenever I'm in the mood for a platformer, Metroidvania type thing, then I would love to give this one a try. I've actually never played a Castlevania game. The fun thing about the Bloodstained series is that one of the guys who, I forget his name at the moment, but one of the guys who helped develop the Castlevania series also developed Bloodstained, and I think that's really evident when you look at the art style and the gameplay and everything. It reminds me a lot of Castlevania, and that would be why. So, like I said, never played Curse of the Moon, but it's definitely on the backlog and something that I do want to play whenever I'm in the mood for that kind of game. Okay, so one of the first games that I ever got on PS5, this is a very random game, but I have Back 4 Blood. I think I got this at GameStop. This was just like one of the first games I got, but I guess it's like a multiplayer zombie survival horror type game. I'm looking at the back. You can switch between playing as human or zombie in 4v4. Oh, so you can actually play 4v4. That's actually crazy. So you can play up to 8 players. That's awesome. I've never played Back 4 Blood. Have you guys ever played this game? What do you think about it? I guess you can play solo, but I'm not sure. I think it'd be more fun to play with other people. So maybe I will get around to doing that at some point. I'm trying to decide the order to these games, which is proving to be a little difficult because I definitely have all my JRPGs on the left and I want to go through like my Final Fantasy games all together. I have some Kingdom Hearts. So okay, the next game that I'm going to show you that I have is Mass Effect Trilogy. I got this from Walmart for like $5 maybe about a year ago, and this is high up on the backlog because I've heard nothing but wonderful things about Mass Effect, but new games keep coming out and they ended up trumping it. But at some point very soon in the next year, I do want to get around to playing Mass Effect and seeing what the whole hype is about and see if it's my type of game. I do really like Halo, and I know that it's not made by the same people, but something about like the movement and the gameplay reminds me of Halo. It makes me feel like I would probably really like it. I was playing Halo back in high school with a bunch of guys in my class, and it was just really fun. So I'm excited to play Mass Effect. Like I said, I promise on the backlog. I promise it's high up. Do y'all like Mass Effect? What do you think about this game? I do hear like mixed opinions. I heard that the story is really, really wonderful, but I also hear that some people don't like the gameplay, but that's just what I hear. I don't know if it's true. Let me know in the comments, do you like Mass Effect? And should I move it higher up in the backlog also? Okay, so the next games I'm gonna show you are a part of the Resident Evil series. So I have the remake of Resident Evil 2, and I also have the Resident Evil 3 remake in my collection. So the only Resident Evil games that I've ever played is Resident Evil 7, 8, and I'm currently working on the OG 4. And I'm really enjoying that game so much. I heard that the first 2 games are like super horror, like okay, so like the first 3 games were pretty scary even in the OG, and then the remakes are even scarier from what I've heard, and then 4 is when they started getting around to more action style, and then 7 is when they brought the horror back. And 7 was pretty dang scary, jump scary. I feel like 8 was a good blend between horror and action, and it just had a really great story, and I do really love the Resident Evil series from what I've played. I'm thinking since it's October, maybe I should play Resident Evil 3. I don't think this is a long game from what I've heard, and I've just heard really wonderful things about it. Sometimes I do get scared kind of easily, and I'll show you another game that surprisingly I had to drop because of that. So I don't know, I mean, like, there's something about like streaming them on Twitch that I feel like I'm not alone. So it also pushes me because people are watching me to really finish the game. But I do like horror games, I do, but sometimes I find them to be a little much. So I think I'm gonna try Resident Evil 3 this month because it's October and see what I think about it. What's your favorite Resident Evil game? I would love to know. So this is a game that I started and I did not finish it because I thought it was scary, but actually I should also say that I didn't love the gameplay of this game, and I know let me just show you what it is and then we can talk more about it. I have The Last of Us Part 1. I thought the clickers were really scary in this game, but I also wasn't a big fan of the stealth combat. I don't know. It's just like not something that I personally really love. I've watched the entire like television series on HBO, both seasons, so I already know what's gonna happen. So I'm not necessarily motivated by the story, which I know that there's things that they changed between the game versus the show that was on HBO, but I still feel like I know what's gonna happen, and I did end up dropping this game. I don't know that I'll ever go back to it, to be honest. I mean, sometimes the game's just not for you, you know what I mean? And I really love the story. I think it's amazing. But if you're not vibing with it, I was even playing on the easiest difficulty. By the way, there's no shame in playing on the easiest difficulty, especially if you're not really vibing with the gameplay. I think it can be really important to do that just so that you can play the game. And I will say one thing about The Last of Us that I really appreciate is all of the accessibility features in this game. I think this is the most accessible game I've ever played. And I say that while I also just didn't like the gameplay because it's so stealth-based. I've never played a Metal Gear Solid game, and I've heard they're really stealth-based. Yeah, never say never. Maybe I'll go back to finishing this game, but I have to be honest. I don't think it's a bad game. I'm not saying it's a bad game. Sometimes things just aren't for you. You know what I mean? And I already know what's going to happen. So I feel like I just wasn't motivated to push through to experience a one really great story when I already knew. So that's just me personally, teach their own. Maybe at some point I'll go back to it, but when I know that I have so many games on the backlog, I just have a hard time forcing myself to play a game that I'm just not loving. Like, it's just like, I know that I can go play another game that I know that I'll just absolutely fall in love with and not be able to put down. So I just, like, we're all adults, right? Like, it's your money, it's your time. If you don't want to finish a game, you don't have to. And that is totally okay. So, we'll see what happens on that one. The next games I want to show you that I have, once again, these kind of come in a set, is the remake of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, and I also have the remake of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4. So this first game that I got at a retro game store, pre-owned, used, and I can't remember how much it was, but I do remember it not being very expensive at all, and I was shocked, and then I remembered, oh yeah, 3 and 4 is coming out. So I actually bought this one brand new, and I was so excited, to be honest, because Tony Hawk Pro Skater games are some of my most played as a kid. I love those games so much, and it's so awesome seeing them in remastered graphics, and just getting to play them as an adult is so awesome. I love the Tony Hawk Pro Skater game, so I'm just so excited to have both of these games playable on my PS5 as an adult. Just so much fun. The next game that I'm going to show you that I did feature in a more recent video of just a bunch of random games that I've gotten recently. So I haven't had this game very long, but I did get it at Walmart for a very good price. Once again, if you're not just going by Walmart and just looking through their sale and clearance section for games, you're missing out because they have a lot of games for very cheap. And we all know that, like, as expensive as games are these days, it's nice to be able to pick up a game for a really good price, like $15 and under. Like, I'll just pick it up just out of curiosity. So I do have this Avatar game. I still haven't gotten around to playing. It looks really beautiful, and yeah, I picked it up because it was pretty cheap. And I'll be honest, I've never seen the movie Avatar, but I know all about it, and I think it's a beautiful world, and I really just need to get around to watching that movie too. But yeah, I picked this up because it was a really good price, and feel like I remember in my last video when I posted about it, people were saying it was kind of mid. It was okay, but I'll see for myself. I'll get around to playing that. It's on the backlog, and you know, when it's under $10, it's like, why not just pick it up and take a chance on it. The next game that I'm going to show you are games that are also really high up on my backlog, like really high up. And if Final Fantasy Tactics didn't come out this month, then I would have thought about starting this series. So when I tell you that Mass Effect is high up, this whole series is also really high on my list. I have the Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man game. This is the Game of the Year edition. I think I got this one on Amazon. So yeah, I have the first Spider-Man game for PS4/5. I have the Miles Morales game. And actually, when I got my PS5, I got Spider-Man 2 that came with it. So yeah, I really want to play through all the Spider-Man games. I played the Spider-Man game that was on PS2, which I own also for PS2. And I remember playing that game a little bit as a kid, and I just thought it was so cool using the Spidey power to like fly around the city. So I'm really excited to be able to do that again. If anybody knows me, then they know I'm a big Spider-Man fan. I'm partial to the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, but I love Spider-Man in general. So I'm really excited to play the games and see what I think about them. Thankfully, I heard that they're not too long, which is good. I mean, as much as I love JRPGs, sometimes you need a break from a game that's like over 100 hours, and it's nice to play like a nice 20 to 30 hour game, right? Like, especially when it's a part of a series. You know, as long as our backlogs are, like, to me personally, like, the perfect length for a game is like 40 hours, 50 hours max. Even though I love games like Persona 5 Royal, which is over 100 hours just for the base Persona 5 content, and Rebirth is pretty long, but I really love that game. But yeah, I mean, we only have so many hours in a day, and we got a backlog to cover. So I'm excited to play those and let y'all know what I think about them. Like I said, high up on the backlog list. I definitely want to play those soon. So this is the only cozy game, truly cozy game that I own for PS5. I have A Wonderful Life, Story of Seasons, A Wonderful Life. I've never played this game. The art on the back is so pretty. Oh my gosh. I'll be honest, when I'm in the mood for a cozy game, I grab my Switch. I don't know what it is about the Switch that this is cozy game to me. I am a sucker for a farming sim. I love Stardew. I love Rune Factory games. Yeah, I'll have to play Story of Seasons sometime on the PS5 whenever I'm feeling like a cozy game. And I'll let y'all know what I think about it. Okay, so the next game that I have, I post on my social media. I was really excited when I saw that they came out with the physical version of this game. I have Date Everything. And this is a newer game that came out just this past year. It was developed by Robbie Daymond and I forget the other person, but it has a lot of really famous voice actors in it. It is really funny. To me, it's just a very specific kind of humor. And it's really fun to just go around the house and click on random objects and see what happens and see the dialogue. Some characters in this game I like more than others. For some reason, I really like all the characters in the kitchen. Like, I like the coffee maker, and it's one of the things on the table that, he's like a chef. Like, I don't know. So I think everybody should play Date Everything. So the next game that I have for PS4 is Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuel. This is the remake of the older Crash Team Racing game. Apparently it won Best Racing Game. It doesn't say what year or anything, but I love this game. I did feature this in my childhood favorites video because I did play a lot of the original growing up, but I do not own the original of this game. Yeah. This game is so fun. It's like Crash Mario Kart, and I love how unique the vibes are for Crash Bandicoot. Like, I don't know, something about it is just, I just really love. This is one of my favorite racing games of all time. So if you don't have a PS2 or you've never played it, I say get this for PS4 and give it a try. I really love it. I know a lot of people are kind of getting weary with all the remakes that are coming out. And I do get it to an extent, but I also feel like I love when they make these games accessible to play on modern consoles, because not everybody has retro consoles or retro games, and it just makes it really accessible in my opinion. So I'm all about accessibility. I'm all about having a new generation of gamers enjoy something that I really loved growing up. So I'm all for it. That's cool. I'm excited that that came out. On that note, also I talked about my childhood favorite game. Well, Levi's making an appearance. This one I also brought up in my childhood favorite game. It is the Insane Trilogy of Crash Bandicoot. So this one includes Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, Cortex Strikes Back, and Crash Bandicoot 3, Warped. I've actually never played the third one. The letters are so small in this. I had a hard time reading it last time. But yeah, it includes the first, second, and third games. I played the first and Cortex Strikes Back. I've never played Warped. So yeah. And as far as like this remake trilogy, the only one I've played is the first one. So I need to play some more Crash Bandicoot. It's so fun. I remember getting older in my adult years, they taught about how hard Crash Bandicoot games are. And I was like, are they? Like, I remember playing them as a kid, but I also never beat one as a kid either. And then I played as an adult. I was like, oh yeah, this game really is hard. It's really challenging, but I think it's a lot of fun. And if y'all have never played Crash Bandicoot, you should play it. Are y'all Crash Bandicoot fans? Did you grow up on those games? So the next game that I have is Sonic Colors Ultimate. I have played a bit of this game. This game is so colorful, so fun. It's Sonic, but in modern graphics, of course. And the main Sonic game I've ever played is like the 2D scroller, like original Sonic the Hedgehog. I haven't played a lot of the other Sonic games, so yeah, I need to play some more of this game. I think it's a really fun game for anyone of any age, really. Like, I think kids can play this game, which is really cool. Adults can find this game really fun. They're just made for literally anyone. Like, all ages, no matter who you are, you're just really gonna love Sonic. It is time to get into the JRPGs. This is like half of my collection. So let's kick into it. The first game that I have is also like super high up on the backlog. Like the Spider-Man series is way up there. Mass Effect Trilogy is way up there. And then this game, I'm pretty sure is gonna be actually my next game that I play offline, is gonna be Stellar Blade. This game just looks beautiful. I have seen some people play this on Twitch, and I just love just everything about it, really. It has a female protagonist. She's absolutely stunning. Beautiful character design. I heard that you can get little different outfits for her, which is really cool. You know, I'm, of course, being a girly, I love a female protagonist. The game, something about the gameplay and the combat reminds me of Nier, which I also really love that series. It's one of my favorites. Yeah, it's also kind of futuristic and science, like sci-fi. If you've ever played Stellar Blade, please let me know what you think about it. How would you rate it? I really would love to know. I can't wait to share my thoughts on that game when I get around to finishing it. I do think that I can start it soon, so I'm very excited about that. In that realm, on that note, I also do own Nier Automata for PS4. This is how I played it for the first time. I absolutely love this game. If you have never played Nier Automata or Nier Replicant, and there's also like the original Nier, I think you should play this series. It will change your life. You don't need to play Nier Replicant or the first Nier in order to play Nier Automata. You can play it after playing this game, or even not at all. It's kind of like a prequel to this game in a sense, but it can be played in any order if you just want to play Nier Automata. I think this game was absolutely beautiful. It was wonderful. I love the music, the characters, the story. Also, something you should know about Nier. So this goes for like Nier Replicant, the first Nier, and it also goes for Nier Automata. There are different endings, and there's certain things that you have to do to get all the endings, especially in Nier Replicant, and you should definitely look those up if you plan on playing it, definitely look up the different endings and make sure that you get all of them, and Nier Replicant specifically, because I can't imagine playing that game and not getting all the endings. I love that game so much. It was such an emotional story and I heavily connected with those characters. I loved every single one of them. Just a wonderful game, and everybody needs to play it, and also play Nier Automata after. I think it's technically Nier Automata, but that is so unnatural for me to say, so I don't say that, I say Nier Automata. So the next one I have is Dragon Quest XI for PS4. This is the only Dragon Quest game that I've ever played, and I didn't finish it. I know that's really, really sad, because I know that there's a lot of people who really love Dragon Quest. I think that timing was a really big factor into me not finishing this game, because this is a long game. I think I only got like 30 to 40 hours into it. I really love Jade. She's my favorite in this, but I really love all of them. The music in this game I just didn't really vibe with. Not to hate on something that I know a lot of people love, but like it's truly medieval, like heavily medieval music, and I was not vibing with it. I have high expectations for video game music because some of my favorites are the Nier soundtracks, Final Fantasy. I don't ever want to force myself to finish a game, and I definitely don't want to rush through a game just to get to another one, so I put it down. And something that I do really love about the Dragon Quest, well, I can't say for all Dragon Quest games, every time you reboot the game for the first time, it gives you a little summary of the events that have happened so far in the game, which is really awesome. Because me personally, if I don't play a game for like a week even, I kind of forget all the details of what's happening in the story. So it's just nice to have a refresher, and that makes it really easy to just jump back into this game whenever I can. Please don't hate me for not absolutely just loving Dragon Quest XI. I did like it. I thought it was okay. It didn't absolutely captivate me or anything, but I think it was a timing thing more than anything, so I'll definitely get back into it. The next game that I have is Star Ocean Divine Force. I've never played this game, but to be honest, I've never played a Star Ocean game. I love like sci-fi games, very futuristic. Character design and outfits and all of that is like really cool. I've heard good things about the Star Ocean series, so when I saw this one, I saw this at a game store and I picked it up because it was a really good price, and I would love to get into it at some point. The guy here looks like he's holding a Buster Sword. It is a Square Enix game, and I'm a big fan of Square Enix, and I think they put out really beautiful, awesome games, so I'm excited to play that one. The next game that I'm going to show you, Shin Megami Tensei 3. This is the remake, the HD remake, Nocturne. I've never played a Shin Megami Tensei game, but I'm a big Persona fan, and I do recognize that this one's a pretty hard game, so I've heard. And even though it's hard, like, I would love to at least try it, right? Like, because it's not that I don't like hard games. Like, sometimes I play games on easy. I think there's no shame in that. I don't know if there's difficulty settings in this game or not, but I would love to at least give it a try. I mean, if I really, really, really love the game, then I'm willing to learn the combat. If I'm feeling just really frustrated by it, then I may down the difficulty setting or just drop it in general. But yeah, this is kind of a dark game. I'm really excited to hopefully play this sometime soon. It's also pretty high up on the backlog. Try a Shin Megami Tensei game. I don't know if this is the best one to start with or not, but I found it at the store and it was a good price. So I was like, let's pick it up and see what we think. Since we just did Shin Megami Tensei, I think we should go in the direction of going through my Persona games I own on PS4 and 5. The first game that I'll show you that I actually have Persona 3 Portable for PS4. I've actually never even opened this one, but this is a limited run convention release, so there's not that many of these out there. But when I was at a limited run and I saw them, I knew I just had to sweep it up and I had to get it. When I bought this, I think I was in the middle of playing Persona 3 Reload. So I also, on that note, I also own Persona 3 Reload for PS5. I absolutely love this game. This is one of my favorite games of all time. And after playing this, it became my favorite Persona game. I really love Persona 5, but Persona 4 is the first one I ever played. And I think I played it at the perfect time. I think it was like 19 when I played that game, about 19 or 20. I played it on my aunt's PS Vita, and I just absolutely love that game. It was the first time that I played a game where I really felt connected to the characters. I really fell in love with the characters to the point where I felt like they were my friends. And there's something about Persona games that when you finish them, you feel like you're saying goodbye to your friends. Like every single time, I don't care like how many you play or what, you're just like, oh, my friends, like this is the end. And it's just sad. And of course you can always replay, you can move on to a different game, but they're just really special in that way. So yeah, I do have, not even been opened, the Persona 3 portable version as well as Persona 3 Reload, and one of my favorite games of all time. In that realm also, I do own Persona 3. This is a rhythm game. It's Dancing in the Moonlight. The game is really fun. So the music in this game is not the original music from Persona 3. They're more like remixes. I don't own this rhythm game for Persona 5, but I really, really, really want it. So it's been on my wish list for a while. There's also one for Persona 4, but I forget what platform that's available on. Maybe I'll get that at some point, but for now I'll definitely be on the lookout for Persona 5 rhythm game. I forget what that one's called, to be honest. This one's Dancing in the Moonlight. The next game that I have in the Persona series for my PlayStation 5 is Persona 5 Tactica. I've never played this game, but I watched my aunt play some of it and it looked really fun. This is also in the backlog, pretty high up. I would love to play it. I also own Persona 5 Royal. I got that on my Nintendo Switch, and Persona 5 Strikers on Nintendo Switch. Honestly, my PS5 is my most played console at this point other than my PSP. So at the time, I think I was playing my Nintendo Switch more. Actually, now that I think about it, when I was playing Persona 5 Royal, I didn't even have a PlayStation. I didn't even have a PS5 at that time. I didn't get my PS5 till like 2 years ago, so that explains a lot also. The next game that I'm gonna show you that I own for PS4 is this Kingdom Hearts Trilogy. So this is the 2.8 final chapter prologue. It includes Dream Drop Distance, Birth by Sleep, and Back Cover, X-Back Cover. The only Kingdom Hearts game I've ever played actually is the first one. I was playing that on my Twitch channel. I don't know why, because I've been a Disney fan for life and I really love Final Fantasy, but for some reason I just never got around to playing the Kingdom Hearts game, so I'm very excited about it. And I also own Birth by Sleep on my PSP, but to be honest, I will probably end up playing these games on my Twitch channel. I just wanted to grab them because I may want to replay them, or if I decide not to play one of these games on Twitch and maybe want to play on my own time. The next game that I have also in that series, I have Kingdom Hearts 3 for PS4. I just know that I'm gonna play this on Twitch, y'all. I'm gonna let you know that the first time I play this, once again, won't be on PS5 and it won't be, but I'm so excited to play Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3. I heard that they're absolutely wonderful games with great story, and I did enjoy the first game, but I heard the combat like heavily improves in the next games in the series. So absolutely loved Kingdom Hearts 1. The final boss was hard. It was really difficult, and I played it on easy just because when I'm streaming I mostly want to focus on the story and also be able to keep up with chat and everything. So I personally did, and I still had a hard time with it. I thought it was kind of challenging, but I'm so excited to play more Kingdom Hearts games at some point and share them with everyone. Okay, so now we're finally gonna get into the series I have the most games for. And that is Final Fantasy. So here are all the Final Fantasy series. These are all the Final Fantasy series games that I own for PS5. The first one is Dissidia NT. So this is an online multiplayer game. You can't play on your own. There's also a 3v3 option, and it just has a bunch of different Final Fantasy characters from all sorts of series, which is really fun. I played this once and I just, I'm not saying the gameplay was bad, I just wasn't clicking with the gameplay right away, and I think I just need to play this game some more. I also have Dissidia on PSP, and I heard the PSP version is better. So yeah, I'll let y'all know what I think about it. I would love to play some more of this, or maybe I just need to find someone to play with that can give me some tips on what to do and everything. But I love it. It has Squall in it. I think they call him Leon in this also. It has Terra, Cloud, Titus, Lightning, Sephiroth. It has a lot of really great characters, some of our most beloved characters in this game. So yeah, I do own this. The next game I have, the sticker, unfortunately the sticker is still up here, and maybe I just need to get something like an adhesive remover or something because that does bother me. Wherever I bought it from has it on there, and like I'm just having a hard time getting off. But I do have Stranger of Paradise for PS5. I haven't played this game either, but I heard really great things about it, and it is up on the backlog. I got this when we were at the beach, and it was one of the best retro game stores that I've ever been to. Found a bunch of really great stuff, and Stranger of Paradise was one of them. I heard that this is a kind of like a remake of the first game, which I also haven't played, but I own that one on PSP. And maybe I'll get around to playing it at some point. Have you ever played Stranger of Paradise? What do you think about this game? Do you like it? Was it just okay? Where did it fall in the line for you? Okay, so the next game that I will show you that I have for PS4 is Final Fantasy Theater Rhythm. I love this game so much, y'all. The character design is really cute. So I'll zoom in so you can see. The character design is just absolutely adorable, and it's a really fun rhythm game, and you can actually play this 2-player online or in person with 2 players. There is an arcade version of this game. It comes on 3DS, Switch, so many different platforms. So if you don't have a PS5, there's still opportunity to snag this and pick it up. It comes with a couple of the Final Fantasy game soundtracks open, but then you have to play the game and unlock points to unlock other games. There's also a DLC for Nier, the Chrono Trigger soundtrack. Yeah, they have a couple different other Square Enix soundtracks that you can unlock also, or that you can get DLC that you can pay for. I love this game so much. If you love rhythm games, if you love Final Fantasy music, you will love Final Fantasy Theater Rhythm. I love it personally. The next game that I have that I'm going to show you is Final Fantasy XVI. I've actually never played this game. I just went to a Distant Worlds concert recently, and a lot of the music they were playing was from Final Fantasy XIV and also Final Fantasy XVI. I watched someone play this on Twitch, so I actually know how it ends, but I didn't get all of the story, and I would love to play it for myself at some point. So I picked this up a while back thinking, I actually thought that I was going to already play this, and it just kept getting pushed back and back and back on the backlog. So I will play this at some point, and I just really look forward to it. The next game that I have is a new game, and it is the game that I'm currently playing at the moment. I have Final Fantasy Tactics. This is a pre-order, so I got this on the day that it was released, and I just love this game so much. It is a remake of the PS1 version of Final Fantasy Tactics. I have War of the Lions on PSP, which a lot of people will say is the best version of it, but I've only played that one, and I didn't finish it. I wasn't really worried about finishing it. I just wanted something to compare it to. But I'll go back and play that one at some point. To be honest, even though apparently the translation of the story and the dialogue in War of the Lions is better than the original, I still feel like I had a hard time keeping up with what was going on. Like, I would read the dialogue and still feel like I wasn't completely understanding what was happening. So that was a big reason why I decided to not push myself too much to finish it, because I just wanted to be able to experience it in the remake. And this is like absolutely amazing. The translation in this game is so much better, and there's voice acting in it, which also, accessibility purposes, like maybe helps me with my ADHD focusing or like comprehending what's going on. So I just think that this is amazing. The music is awesome. The voice acting is 10 out of 10. The gameplay is really fun. Something I love about this game is that there are difficulty settings. So if you're new to tactical strategy games, or tactical RPGs, you've never played anything like that, and you're a little nervous about it, I will say playing on normal, like, it's a pretty difficult game, and it's a bit grindy. A lot of level grinding involved. So if you want to play on easy, that is an option, and I love that they added that feature. And once again, I don't remember there being a difficulty setting in War of the Lions, but maybe I'm just misremembering. And I don't know if it was in the first one, so correct me if I'm wrong, but either way, there's difficulty setting in this game, and I think everybody should get it. It's also available on Steam, Xbox, and Switch. So exciting. Y'all, everybody play Final Fantasy Tactics. Okay, I only have a couple more games for this video. Once again, this has been kind of a long one, but I do have a lot of PS4 and 5 games, and I'm just constantly adding to it. And to be honest, when I got my Switch, I wasn't as big into physical game collecting. I've gotten more of an appreciation for that over the past couple of years, and I've had my Switch for quite a few years. And also with Switch games, they don't tend to go on sale very often, and so I tend to buy those in the Switch store, which I think is another thing. I don't own a lot of physical Switch games, and I would love to change that, honestly, coming up, especially now that Switch 2 comes out. Like, maybe I'll be able to get some Switch games for a lower price. But yeah, so I'll work on expanding my Switch collection. That is in the goal list. But here are the last couple of games I have for PS5. These are all in the Final Fantasy VII series. I'll go and tell you. The first one I have is Crisis Core. This is one of my favorite Final Fantasy games, period, that I've played so far. I love Zack Fair. I feel like them adding this side of Zack Fair's story added so much to the Final Fantasy line, and I just think it made the first story make more sense, to be honest. And I don't want to like go too much into depth of this story in case some of y'all haven't played Crisis Core yet, or you haven't played Final Fantasy VII. I think you absolutely should. It's one of the best, like, most beloved games in the Final Fantasy series, or even in JRPGs. Absolutely amazing. I love the music in Crisis Core because it's very reflective of Zack, and it's very like heavy rock and metal, a little more on that edge. I mean, Final Fantasy VII kind of had, even the original, like, kind of had that vibe to it, but this one's like even heavier, and I just think that really is reflective of Zack as a person, and I just absolutely love it. Zack Fair is like also one of the most wholesome characters, and seeing his relationship with Aerith is something truly special, and I love the side quests in that game. This also isn't a very long game, so I think everybody should play it. It's amazing. The next game that I have for my PS5 is Final Fantasy VII Remake. Also a really wonderful game, so good. If you've never played Final Fantasy VII, I definitely recommend playing the OG 7 and then Crisis Core, and then this, and then Rebirth, which I also own for PS5. Both of these are just amazing games. This game is a lot longer than this game. And they also expanded, really for both of these games, they expanded a lot on the base story. And I feel like they just truly bring the original 7 world to life, like truly to life. And the voice actors in this game are absolutely phenomenal. I think they did a really great job with both these, and I cannot wait for part 3 of this series. That's gonna be another like day 1 release. I didn't get around to playing either one of these on release. Like, I was a little behind on the 7 games by the time that both of these came out, but I can't wait for part 3. Are y'all excited? Are you Final Fantasy VII fans? How do you feel about Rebirth? I've seen a lot of people say things about Rebirth, that it's too long, there's too many side quests, but honestly, you don't have to do all the side quests. You can do as little or as much as you want. There is a card game in this game called Queen's Blood, which is so fun, also optional. I mean, they like introduce it to you and everything, but you don't have to play it if you don't want to, which I think is really fun. So yeah, I love these games. I can't wait for part 3 of this series, and that is it. That concludes this video. Those are all the PS4 and 5 games I own. I hope that you enjoyed it. I know a lot of you wanted to see my collection and the kind of games I like to play, which ones are on the backlog, which ones I've already played, and which ones I love. Yeah. So if you like this video, feel free to comment. I love talking to you guys in the comment section. I, again, want to let you know how much I appreciate all of the kind, and just, you guys say like some of the nicest things, and you see that I am sincerely very passionate about the games I own, and I'm selective at the same time. I have a specific taste, and it's not just about having a huge, large collection of games that are worth a lot of money. To me, it's about the game and the experience, and I love an emotional story with characters that you can just really relate to. That's my favorite kind of game. And yeah. So yeah, if you enjoyed it, give it a like and a thumbs up, and I just really appreciate you guys watching and supporting, and I hope you have the best day. Bye!